All right, everyone, welcome. Forgive the no advance notice of live stream or whatever, but I tried yesterday to do a live stream and the audio and all got all screwed up. I was running a couple of nodes, one a digibyte, the core node. So I know they've got another release. So just let me know if there's any issues with the audio and the way that it sounds. It was clipping and everything else, and just sounded like a bunch of gibberish on the last on the one from the other day. So kind of wanted to air that out a little bit, and I'll go in and delete that here in a bit. But just clearing my thoughts. So I'll give this a minute, turn some music on, go get a drink, and let's have a discussion. Send me a DM on X if you want to join to talk about different stuff regarding SHA-256, mining, Bitcoin Cash, digibyte, and the digidollar. A way for this cycle to take profits out of crypto, out of any crypto, and move them into digibyte, lock them up within your own wallet so you never release custody, and there is no third party to be concerned with, and basically it's a loan to yourself, and there is 0% capital gains to yourself as a loan. So first of its kind that's going to be launching shortly. So anyway, go get a drink, and I'll be back here in a minute. So
Yo. Adding zeros. Big. DGB, yeah, we adding them zeros. Stacking that bag, turn nothing to heroes. Profit on profit, I'm counting in kilos. Blockchain flex, I ain't messing with Fearos.
Started from pennies, now I'm watching it rise. DGB moving, got the fire in my eyes. Secure like Fort Knox, but it's faster and free. No gas fees, nah, that ain't even to me. Decentralized, so you know it's legit. Trying to stop DG, better call it a quit. Up on the charts, I'm just letting it sit. Then boom, new zero, we too lit. Hey.
DGB, yeah, we adding them zeros. Stacking that bag, turn nothing to heroes. Profit on profit, I'm counting in kilos. Blockchain flex, I ain't messing with Fearos.
Multiples coming like blessings from sky. 2025, I ain't letting it slide. Cold wallet holding that digital gold. While y'all chasing cloud, I'm just letting it mold. Freedom and code, I ain't bowing the banks. Took my first gains, then I double my ranks. Got the tribe with me, yeah, we moving in packs. Africa rise, DGB got our backs.
From nothing to something, now zeros expanding. My balance be looking like something demanding. They laughing at first, now they follow my branding. I said digibyte, now the whole world be chanting. DGB, yeah, we adding them zeros. Stacking that bag, turn nothing to heroes. Profit on profit, I'm counting in kilos. Blockchain flex, I ain't messing with Fearos. DGB, yeah, we adding them zeros. Stacking that bag, turn nothing to heroes. Profit on profit, I'm counting in kilos. Blockchain flex, I ain't messing with Fearos.
Never known how to stay some silent. 2 years in the dreck, I'm delighted. What a world game move when it got it. Cause I know we ain't stopping the calling. I'ma ban me a dog. That a hate, that a style, I didn't know. That a study learn, nigga, little props. Always thought it this world, we did not.
GGB, yeah, we adding them zeros. Stacking that bag, turn nothing to heroes. Profit on profit, I'm counting in kilos. Blockchain flex, I ain't messing with Fearos.
Hey.
Can you feel the shift? The world is waking up. No more waiting. No more walls. Tired of the system. Tired of the slow. Waiting on permission for where your money goes. They tell you wait a week. They tell you pay the fee. But that ain't freedom. And that ain't for me. I need the speed of light. I need to break the chain. A digital revolution running through my veins. the people, giving them a say. Across the ocean, across the divide, no bank account needed to join the ride. Blue logo rising, the blocks never stop. Proof of work, yeah, straight to the top. 15 seconds, watching land value moving hand to hand. Global access, open door. This is what we've been waiting for. Unstoppable, unbreakable now. Digibyte, changing lives. We're cutting through the noise tonight. Decentralized, we take a flight. From the city to the sand, power back in your hand. Digibyte, changing lives. Imagine a world where the barriers fall, where the smallest voice can stand up tall. Security is freedom, speed is opportunity. One blockchain, one community. Are you ready? Let's change the world. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, let's go! Digibyte, the future is fast. Changing lives.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. The two of you that are here. If you would, let me know in the comments whether or not the audio sounds all right or not. Give me a thumbs up, whatever. I don't know what y'all do. Previous was all, clipping and whatnot, so the audio was horrific. But now I've got a lot of things that I wanted to say, and regarding mining, and what's coming up with digibyte and digidollar and taking profits, and actually running an entity, a for-profit entity, crypto mining, and well, now I'm over a petahash of mining. So in SHA-256. So I just got a couple more S21 miners. However, I'm going to highly modify them through altertech.io. I'm going to be buying the UMC control board by Epic. That thing is wicked and wild. You can over and underclock your mining equipment, your large ASIC miners, by replacing these, the factory control board with one of these. And yeah, actually, I've got a few bids out there on some S21s that are broken. From being a technician for many years, I look at different things. Like I see the some of these that are for sale out there that I'm going to go through completely. First, I'm going to test everything and run everything through, but take them apart, do a complete cleaning, everything of them, and through denatured alcohol. And I've done that many times, from like old servers and whatnot, cleaning those, all the dust off of them. And that's a common issue. And with large ASICs is that they're air cooled. And I guess my phone's in this room. Um, so the air that passes over the chipsets actually collect dust in such a way. So I install a fan shroud and AC Infinity forced air induction to run even more air quieter than the factory fans. So that way it's not like so disturbing of a noise. I mean, you can't hear yourself think with mining equipment. And by doing it this way with the fan shrouds by like Fruition Designs, I highly suggest them, and because it gives you a certain wall mount that you can mount it, directly to a wall, however you want to, actually on the wall. But it gets it up and off of the shelf and makes a lot more space. And that's what I'm doing now is I'm completing the mining shed, um, including porting the hot air out, bringing in cool air, all of that stuff, all the air movement and whatnot. But yeah, the chipsets actually gain a lot of dust and crap on them um, after years of use and abuse. And just by opening up the front cage of a miner and just hitting it with compressed air, that's not really good. Compressed air actually has water in it, so that's really not good. Of course, while the unit is powered off for several hours, you don't you never touch anything like that. You never open anything up like that and touch it immediately. Let it sit for a day or so. Let the capacitors drain, and double check before you go in, because it will kill you. It's enough power to kill you. So be advised of that. Don't just open any miner and go sticking your hands in and not knowing what the hell you're doing. Um, anyway, what I do is I run the forced air induction, and then I run two shop vac filters, so it filters the air before it passes over the chips. So therefore, I'm not. I mean, the units that I go through and deep clean, I only run, air filters on them, so that way all the dust and all doesn't go over them. You can do other things like a filter sock and all of that other kind of stuff if you want, pool sock or whatever. But the thing is that those things clog up so fast. I'd rather just, twice a year replace the filters. And I don't know, it's like 90304 is the code, the shop vac filter, I think it is, or 90305. It's something like that. You can buy them at Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon, wherever. And I just buy them twice a year. It's just maintenance. So anyway, yeah, I got a couple more S21s coming in. So now I'm over a petahash of SHA-256. And I kind of wanted to touch on mining for profit. A lot of times, you turn these miners on and it's a stupid amount of power. Like the S19J Pros, the 104s, 104 terahash, and it requires the same amount of power, basically, as what these S21s do. But S21s, you gain double the terahash. You're going from 104 terahash to you can get a 200 terahash for $1,100 right now. And the difference from the 200 terahash to like the S21 Plus, which is 225 terahash, to then the 234 terahash model, the S21 Pro, and then the XP. Now the XP is like damn near $5,000, or $4,500. Now granted, the XP, you're at 270 terahash. If you want to future proof yourself, the XP really would be the way to go if you have the funds to do it. But again, $4,000, you know, a used Buick a piece, and then you want to outfit, you know, 4 miners, that gets expensive real quick. And then the electric bill, and you know, things are not getting cheaper with transitory inflation, right? Especially your electric bill. I know mine has done tricks lately. So anyway, the S21, just the 200 terahash, you can buy this unit right now for $1,100, like on eBay, whatnot. I mean, granted, my friends and family and all, of course, send them to me. I'll charge you a small amount, and I'll do it basically for cost. And you know, you pay the shipping back to yourself, and I'll knock that out for you. I mean, that was the whole point of me starting the iServiceA6.com. Was because all of these miners have just been running unfiltered air forever, and every one of the hash boards that I clean are just, I mean, you ought to see some of the stuff that I've gotten lizards. I've gotten hair, all kinds of craziness. Some of the miners I've gotten in from like Malaysia are like caked in mud. I mean, it's just crazy. And it's even more crazy to me that these units even power on, that somebody was actually running this. And as soon as I get them in, I power them in and I power them on and run them just to test. Is this a decent, viable unit? Some of them I'll make offers on because I already know what the problem is. You know, it's like, you know, it shows the person shows the screen, the mining config screen, but it's there's no hash. It's not generating any hash, and gives a certain code, whatever. You can look up that code. More times than not, it's just a control board. But from that code, yeah, you can determine, okay, from which board it is. So is it a cable that's damaged? Same thing. You can buy replacement cables at altertech.io. But however, with the Epic UMC control board that I'm going to be adding into these S21s, I can actually underclock and overclock the crap out of these units and make them even more efficient than 16 joules a terahash or watts a terahash. So I don't know. I haven't seen anyone do it yet with the Epic control board, just to see how many joules a terahash can you actually achieve with that. Because on the S19J Pro 104s, I'm currently running, and I'm solo mining like Bitcoin Cash, even digibyte. And what I'm doing is I'm running at 1300 watts on S19J Pro, 240 volt, mind you. So through a 30 amp circuit and all of that. But so 1300 watts, and I'm at 60 terahash. So and I've got it tuned down. Its factory is 104 terahash. Now, granted, with the Epic UMC control board, I can also overclock the damn thing to like 120, 140 terahash. But I mean, the power consumption just gets stupid at that point. So at that point, you actually need better chips, and that's the point of the S21. So now I'm going to put the Epic UMC boards, new ones, into these miners and test them and see what all I can get, what numbers I can generate. Am I able to beat 16 joules a terahash? And you know, taking just say a 200 terahash unit, I don't know, am I going to be running at 150 terahash each? I'm fine with that either way. I do for the data. I want the data. You know, I want to know what is possible, and then to overclock it and test that as well, to go back and forth. I don't know, maybe I'll show some of the figures and stuff here, you know, for other people interested in wanting to mine and get into crypto in such a way. I mean, for me, it's a dollar cost average in the crypto that I'm paying for electricity rather than KYC, AML, all this other acronym shit. Anyway, I mean, granted, when I take profit, of course, I have to pay taxes on all of that. I run everything through a trust with an EIN, all of that kind of stuff. Most of y'all know this, but just for the audience. Quick housekeeping. I don't see anyone that has posted in the chat. Let me know, is the audio okay or is it all screwy? Is it like chop suey? But anyway, there might be a lag. Either that or it's just is hello me, it's me again, you know. But anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm paying for the electricity instead of going through a centralized exchange. And I'm just stockpiling crypto. I mean, I'm legally blind, diabetic for many years. I've gone through many camps and all of this stuff. And that's what I do is, I use assistive technology on a computer. And it's just taken me to this point. I'm just, it's the only profitable hobby I've ever had. So I've been in crypto since 2014. Actually, I was in the Bitcoin forums back in 2011, but I didn't really participate. All I did was read. And then I went blind in 2011. So it's like, my world was all flipped upside down. I had bigger fish to fry at that point. But yeah, I went to a camp for the blind and found learn how to use a computer without a mouse or a monitor, basically with key functions, sort of like how we used to do on a Commodore 64 years ago. Like Control A to select all, Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and just using Notepad is how a blind dude did crypto back in 2014. And just moving funds around in that way. And it just, I don't know, it clicked, it made sense to me. No longer did I have to hold my money under the mattress, because being disabled, I can't invest, supposedly. I mean, I do now, but I do it under the EIN of the trust to hold all assets. I don't do it under my social. So that's the issue that Dave Ramsey won't tell the disabled. And if you are disabled and you are listening to me, you've been listening for a while, probably, just reach out to anyone in your local area that knows your local state laws and whatnot. Look for an estate attorney. Do not try to form a trust on your own. You will screw it up. Words between you and I mean something totally different in law. And the way things are worded is key and important. And every case is totally different. So, but yeah, I wrote history for the disabled in crypto back in 2019. I didn't know what to do with the profits of 2017. I never got to yell BitConnect from the bottom of a stairwell, at Anarchapulco or anything. So I've always wanted to go. I'd never been. But it was until 2019 that I created the trust and all that and figured out the taxes. I used that whole bear market to figure out how I'm going to structure myself to be able to use the profit that I take. And here's like the next iteration of that is, a mining facility. or a mining entity, if you will. Now I've got a petahash of SHA-256. And just to explain what my intentions are in the not too distant future, as far as mining for profit, like I go to powerpool.io, share my referral link. I'm not using any referral links at the moment. I mean, I can tell you where to go, whatnot, but I'm not one on. I'll give affiliate links like Voscoin, okay, or Red Panda Mining, or the Hobbyist Miner, or the ones that have been around a little while. And I have not created my own link, but thank you for asking. But no, I'll go to like powerpool.io, and I will type in the amount of hash rate that I have, and the expected amount of returns, and that's just on pool mining. But I'm looking at this from a solo mining perspective currently. But I guess I should pull that up right now, right? Just so that way we can, for the data, right? Let's see. But anyway, what I intend to do is to take profit, or let's see, powerpool.io. Let me see if y'all can see this. Can you see it? No, you cannot. Let's see. And I've got a stop screen. Stop screen, and then share screen. Yay. We're going to get through it, guys. It's Fruition Designs, bids and offers, no PowerPool. All right, so you should be able to see powerpool.io here. However, let's just go to profitability and scroll down a little bit, and further over to the left. My screen looks totally different than y'all's screen. I'm zoomed in at 300 to 400x. So right now I'm not calculating in how many kilowatts, and all that stuff for anyone listening. Okay, USD, Bitcoin. Let's just go to digibyte and see. Yeah, 400 terahash. What is 400 terahash? That is $13.90 a day. So that's almost 4,000. So 3767 digibyte a day. Annual, that's 5,000, almost $5,100, or 1,375,115 digibyte. That's at current value. Okay, now that's for pool mining. Okay, and I use PowerPool for pool mining, and just for the heck of it, let's just see digibyte. Let's just do Bitcoin Cash and just see. So the dollar value doesn't change, but the asset, the amount of asset that you get does. So yeah, still about 5,000 annual in revenue, regardless what coin, is my point here. So let's just go to Bitcoin. And here you can get payouts in whatever you want. So yeah, same price in Bitcoin, or in dollars, if you will, versus the coin. Okay. So next thing, do I have solo chance up? No, I don't. Let's add that too. I'm gonna end up with 50,000 freaking tabs open, but it's something I do want to show and illustrate. No, not that one. I already got that one up. That was not what I wanted to do. Let's see. I thought I had it saved as a link. I don't. Solochants.org. And I guess I should share this as well. Where? StreamYard. There we are. And I have to stop screen, share screen. This is crazy. I mean, they should do something. PowerPool, solochants.org. All right. So now, mining for profit, right? Solochants.org. You can input whatever coin you want. Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, digibyte, and then you can even change like what the terahash is and all. Okay. Or you can go to megahash, gigahash, whatever, petahash, whatever you want. But let's just say, okay, so the previous was on 400 terahash, right? So let's just do 400 terahash here and calculate. On Bitcoin, I would have 1 in 48 chances of hitting a block per year. So in other words, I would have 1 in 48 chance of hitting a block in a year of Bitcoin. Okay. Now, as far as mining for profit, let's go to Bitcoin Cash and see what that would equal. 400 terahash, right? 3.68 blocks per year. So let's just call that 4 blocks annual. And 4 blocks annual at $1,500. Where is it at right now? It's actually $1,304. Wow, what happened to the price of went to $417? Damn. It's been like $500 forever on Bitcoin Cash. Okay, well, I mean, either way, you still get 3.125 Bitcoin Cash per block. And that's not going to change. And again, if you're a miner, you're not taking profits immediately as soon as you earn a block. You'll take profits like once a year, just so that way it keeps the taxes easy to do shit. Or at least that's the way I intend to do it, once a year. The rest of it's just going to sit in the wallet. And what I want to do is I want to look at like Umbrel. So that way I don't have to pay the pool fee, whether it be 1.5%, whatever, at, whether you're using Solo CK Pool or whether you're using solopool.org. I like solopool.org, but I like Solo CK Pool because it actually shows me, the shares, the best shares and whatnot. Either way, let's just say a Bitcoin Cash block is, Bitcoin Cash at $500. So just take 3, so it's $1,500 a block of Bitcoin Cash, and times 4, so $6,000 annual, and that's at current value at $500 roughly. I mean, and where do I think it's going to go? I don't know, 1,000. So what's that? 4 blocks, 3.125 times 4 would be what? 12 and a half. 12 and a quarter, 12 and a half. No, 12 and a half. Yeah. 4 blocks, 12 and a half. So 12 and a half Bitcoin Cash at 1,000 would be $12,500, right? and it cost me $1,100 a miner. And what, another $300 for the Epic control boards, which also you don't have to pay a dev fee when you do it. Or like if you hit a block or any sort of earnings, rewards, whatever. And that's across the board. That's even on Digibyte. So now let's go to Digibyte and see. I know that this is going to be a long-winded video, guys. It's just, but there are different parts that everyone needs to look at when they go to do this. Yeah, 255 digibyte per block. What is that per day? 14 blocks of digibyte on average. So let's see. Darn it. I can't get my screen to work right. All right, 255 times how many? 82? No. 14 blocks a day times 14. No, really, dude? Good Lord. What was it? 14 times 255. 3,570 digibyte times 0.005. Just say half a cent. $17.85 times 365 equals 65.15. So it's versus what, $5,000 worth of pool mining. And so by solo mining, you're directly contributing that hash to the network of Digibyte, but yet you're still earning $1,500 more annual in coin. And that's just at current rate. And that's, again, mining for profit. And that is solo mining. That's not even including where any expected intentions of where price speculation could go. But there are a lot of other things to keep in mind here. So like the digi dollar of what's coming. So you could take, let me get back. Sorry, guys. I don't want to go. Really, dude? Or can y'all even see? I can't even see. Really? Do I have 2 StreamYards pulled up again? Time before space becomes a loop. What the hell? All right. Let me see. Presenter share. Stop screen. Share screen. All right. Let's just go back here and just leave that there because I don't know what y'all can see. My screen is all kinds of different now. It's like it's showing live, but it's not enlarged. And now we went full screen. So we went full batshit crazy, stupid. Great. Thanks. Either that or I go to a different screen where I can't see it at all. It's like down to the size of a penny or a dime, and I can't view it. But anyway. So now, like the S21, just a 200 terahash, $1,100 each. Used, of course, not new. and then you replace the control board with an Epic UMC control board, and you can make that thing do tricks and efficient. And I think it would be cool to do a video and just illustrate how efficient you can actually make those miners, because it's a total different chip. Especially beginning in the S21 pluses. The S21 Plus went to a different ASIC chip altogether. And from that point forward, then, you're able to run it at a higher frequency of hertz or megahertz, and for less power. And that's the beauty of these new chips. Well, in doing so, let's just take, for instance, Bitcoin Cash, like I did earlier. Let's say I do hit several blocks a year of Bitcoin Cash, right? And I want to take profit in this next bull run, which is, so that way I can go in and buy the latest, greatest hardware. Whenever the price accrues in value from my earnings, I can then go in and either spend it on new hardware in such a way, or if I just want to take profit out of crypto, instead of paying the capital gains, right? Because through my trust, I got royally fucking screwed. Excuse me. And I had my checking account seized by the state of Louisiana. Wasn't feds, it was the state that got me. They tried to dissolve my trust. So when you go to move big money, they know everything about you. There's no getting around that. $1,000 here or there, no one gives a shit about that. You move 100,000, $1 million, then they know every single thing about you. The thing is that now through DigiDollar, I can actually take my mining rewards from other coins, even if I hit a Bitcoin block with 3.125 Bitcoin. I can offload at an exchange like a swap exchange. I can swap a full Bitcoin or 12.5 Bitcoin Cash or whatever into digibyte. I can take that digibyte through a core node wallet and put that into the DigiDollar, mint the DigiDollar. It's a loan to myself, and I pay zero in capital gains. That does not exist for any other blockchain currently. This does not exist. Every other place is a third party. Or you release the custody of your own coin. So yeah, you can get a loan on your Bitcoin, but you have to send them your Bitcoin to get a loan on it. Well, what if you could, like in my case, right? Back in January 2017, I sold off 26 Bitcoin in January of 2017 for $1,200. But now I was in Bitcoin back when it was 500, all the way down to 250. Okay. So I had Bitcoin, but I sold to pay off credit cards. So how much did all that crap, gas, cigarettes, freaking beer, whatever, on credit cards of $20,000 of crap? And I sold off 26 Bitcoin at $1,200. Now imagine, if you will, just hear me out. Imagine I would have taken that loan of 26 Bitcoin at $1,200, did a loan to myself, so I never released custody of that 26 Bitcoin. I did not have to send it off to any other third party. I still have custody of it, and it's time locked. And when that time expires, you either pay it off or you leave it alone, and there's no default. It still remains in your wallet. So if the market's upside down, topsy-turvy, whatever, you're not selling in for a loss. Not only that, Look at where the price of Bitcoin is now. It recently just touched $100,000. 26 Bitcoin, that'd be $2.6 million. I can't buy $2.6 million worth of Bitcoin for 20 grand right now. So imagine in this instance, I did that through digibyte and locked that up. And then what happens to the circulating supply when you lock it up in a contract? Right? You take away the supply. What happens to price when you take away supply? It goes up. And imagine how many of these other exchanges out there, right? I mean, Binance alone has what, 9.5 million digibyte or billion, excuse me. I mean, it's just the numbers are actually staggering. And think about these other exchanges that list digibyte, which other exchanges can list digibyte too. You don't have to ask, you can just do it. It's about 10 minutes worth of code. Anyone who sells SHA-256 or SCrypt coins can do it. It's an easy integration. And it's actually on the website, but whatever. So you take away the supply, you shrink the supply, you're naturally going to cause a known fixed finite value of coin. You're and imagine the liquidity of these other exchanges that they have so much digibyte locked away. Imagine now they're going to have access to that digibyte and digidollar to then take that and move that into whatever asset, yield bearing asset that the exchanges want. Imagine how many millions of dollars that's going to enable the exchanges to liquidate. Whether it be USDC, USDT, RLUSD, whoever they want to use, right? And earn what, 3, 4, 5%? I don't know what these exchanges pay. I'm not in it for that. But I'm just saying, for instance, the amount of cash flow and liquidity that these exchanges will be able to have access to, and then that supply is then locked in a time lock, and there is no early termination of the time lock. You set it for a year, it's for a year. You set it for 10 years. I don't know if they're doing 10 years anymore, but 5 years. My goal is I'm looking at 3 and 5 years, right? Based on a 4-year cycle. I mean, roughly. Okay. If it's 4.5 years now, I really could care less. I'm in it for the cycle of roughly every 4 years. And so by doing that, I think the 3-year, I'm going just off my head, but y'all can go to the digibyte.io/digidollar, and y'all can go to that website and read everything I'm about to say here and have been saying. But for the 3-year, you put up what, 250% of the amount that you lock up, or that you want, for what, the 3-year, for the 5-year, then it would be what, 2.25%, 225%. And again, this is a loan to yourself that you don't have to release custody of to any third party. And any other coin, you can take profit out of XRP, move it into digibyte, and then, get a loan to yourself, and then go to other exchanges and sell it. For the same thing, if you want USDT, USDC, whatever you want, then it's remains locked in a contract. And like I said, there is no early termination. That you cannot terminate the loan to yourself. You can't pay it off early, in other words. And then, on the other end of it, you cannot default. So how do you default on a loan to yourself? right? And this also incentivizes people to just keep it in the contract in case of price fluctuation. If the price falls out the freaking bed, right? If it falls out the bed, you don't have to, pay off the DigiDollar loan to yourself. You can just let it sit there if you will, if you wish. A 1-year loan you can let sit there for 2, 3, 5 years, whatever you want. In 6 months, there's no late payments or anything on the loan to yourself, and this is all done within the core wallet. I mean, this is stablecoins reinvented, is what this is. This is a loan to yourself. There's no capital gains. This, I think, is the answer that we've been looking for years, regardless of what crypto. And I believe digibyte solved this for the entire crypto market. Just like with real-time difficulty adjustment of DigiShield multi-shield that's used by dozens of blockchains, and has solved many issues. Even like with Bitcoin Cash, using DigiShield multi-shield during the block wars when it was formed, when Bitcoin Cash started. I mean, that, because the thing is, whenever you increase or decrease the hash onto any blockchain a large amount, you're going to cause that blockchain to crash. And that's exactly what the Bitcoiners of old were going to do to Roger Ver and Bitcoin Cash when they forked. And that's why digibyte had already stepped up, and Doge had already shut down for this exact reason, from taking the hash pool to pool and shutting down Doge. Well, they were going to do the same thing to Bitcoin Cash. But DigiShield multi-shield was implemented, which is real-time difficulty adjustment. And that is every block of Bitcoin Cash and every block of digibyte. So it's real-time difficulty adjustment every 15 seconds on digibyte. On Bitcoin Cash, it is every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes on Bitcoin Cash, there's a real-time difficulty adjustment because of this. And then on Bitcoin, every 10 minutes on Bitcoin, there's a 2-week difficulty adjustment. That's a problem that we wanted to solve. That's a huge vulnerability of Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. I mean, it's grandpa, if you will. But that's why many of us sought out to improve different other vulnerabilities. This was a big one, the 2-week difficulty adjustment. So anyway, with Bitcoin Cash, they used DigiShield multi-shield. Not a lot of people know that. Even a lot of developers that I've spoken with in Bitcoin Cash did not know that. And it's like, you can deny it all you want to. Go do your research. You'll find out it's true. But again, it's a beautiful thing. And again, it doesn't matter what coin you're in. You could be in Stellar Lumens, right? You could be in Cosmos, right? Atom. You can be in any other crypto. And then you can use a swap exchange in a digibyte, and you can take your profit and pay nothing in capital gains. I mean, of course, check with your, I got to leave disclaimers. I am not a licensed professional. The closest that I am is I passed the Series 65 exam, the practice test twice. That's it. To be an accredited investor. So, which would make me a financial advisor, which I am not. I do not possess a license to give any sort of advice in that manner. This is just for entertainment purposes, if you will. But and what I'm doing. But I don't know how to add all kinds of disclaimers, and I don't know why everyone suddenly went so freaking face palm, attorney crap. It's like, this is horse shit. But yeah, I mean, to be able to take profit out of crypto, right? I mean, my trust and pay nothing in capital gains. My trust, I got royally screwed. I had to pay 37% in long-term capital gains. But it didn't matter whether I took $1 million or whether I took 100 grand, right? Did not matter. And that's a huge chunk of change. I know a lot of people, I'll pay the taxes. Do you understand what the hell you're talking about? Okay, on $1 million, you want to pay 37%? That's $370,000 on $1 million that you did, not that they did. They did nothing, and you have to pay 370 grand. In other words, on $1 million, you only get to walk with 630 out of your million. Now what? Now you just ghetto fabulous. You ain't rich. You just ghetto fabulous. Had I known then what I know now, I would have taken a shitload more profit. But again, you live, you learn. Look, I wrote history for the disabled in crypto by taking profits and by learning all of this and by structuring myself. I did that. I know that my case is totally different than anyone else. I've spoken with others like Ninja, Economic Ninja and whatnot, and other people. They all say to put it into, any property into an LLC. Look, that works great for y'all. Oh, I just create an LLC. I can't do an LLC. Okay. I have to put my name and social as owner. I can't do that. And you cannot do your EIN of a trust as the owner of an LLC. Does not work that way. But now what does work, what I've found, is an S Corp. In theory, right? So I see it's under, how do you say, legal review, and as well as my CPA. So, which I don't know. I know she's even told me I've exceeded her capabilities. So I'm going to be in the market for another CPA. So I don't know. I might look into the Mark Kohler guy, Kohler. He's all on YouTube. He said a lot of stuff, but again, every case is different, and every case needs to be written different legally. So let's see. When do I expect a bull run? Any predictions on digibyte price? Wow, that's a lot to digest. Predictions on the market as a whole. I mean, I thought by now we would be in the mix of it. Again, right now, currently, we have the Clarity Act, which every time they pass any sort of law, okay, they take the opposite effect. So in other words, the Clarity Act is going to cause all kinds of confusion, right? Just like the Patriot Act is not patriotic. It was an invasion of privacy. Many more things there, but predictions on the market. Like I said, dude, I thought we would already be there. I mean, but again, do you have time? Can you wait? Can you wait 4 years? Can you make it? I mean, that's why they say don't invest what you can't afford to lose. But I tend to say that a little different. I say don't invest more money than what you need for even next year. Okay. So I don't invest money that I need for next year. I know I at least have a year's worth of, expenses and whatnot knocked out. I don't have to be concerned with selling in the fiat, that sort of stuff, unless there's a big thing that comes up, like, miners going on sale. Or another big thing like tax advantages of being able to form an entity and then get the amount of the equipment back as far as tax write-offs towards your capital gains. So there's a lot more there because what is right. Clinton. But where do I see digibyte price? All right, this is a whole other ball of wax that now I can actually speak on, because I mean I've been a member of the digibyte awareness team since April of 2019. Yeah, with Laura Taylor, many others, but going back many years. So April 2019 was when I joined the awareness team. Now I stepped away. I mean, I'm still here, but I don't consider myself part of the awareness team. I mean, I'm kind of like been doing my own thing, just working on the property and fixing stuff up. And now I'm building a mining shed and, starting other businesses within mining and, services and repair and that sort of stuff. And it's just like, I'm not, it's not that I'm not interested or not into it. It's just that, I needed a break. I needed to step away. I needed to step away from being, how do you say, not an influencer or whatever, an ambassador. I was called an ambassador a few times. However, just to give separation from that, from legal and financial to myself personally, because, like, to separate from different things, albeit Charlie Lee, right? Separated from Litecoin by selling off his Litecoin, so that way his speech and what he says should not influence or cause an issue with price. Well, sort of the same thing with Jared Tate, the founder of Digibyte. If Jared Tate is, or if anyone is ever in a position where they're no longer able to work on a project, that project should not fail. Okay, again, DigiSwarm. Now we have 64 AI agents, and not now, but have had. And I mean, think about that. So just say each of those agents can basically control 10 developers with over a 200 IQ, right? I mean, like genius level. Most physicians and attorneys are somewhere around 140 IQ, roughly. But this is computer science that has over a 200 IQ, that doesn't sleep, doesn't eat, doesn't take breaks, and are working out things so far into the future. It's really, really wicked. So as far as development, the development is there in this aspect, right? So envision envision those 64 agents controlling 10 developers each. That would normally cost you, like, say, a developer is about $100,000 annual revenue. That's how much it costs to pay a developer, roughly 80 to 120. So just average $100,000 dollars. So $100,000 times 640 developers is now the level that Digibyte can compete on, but without the overhead. Yeah, let that sink in. So, what's that? $64 million annual of savings. So 640 developers times $100,000 each. I think so. So yeah, now it's able to compete to that level, but also within digibyte, anything that moves forward must be voted on. I mean, it has to be peer reviewed. You can't just create something and release it to the wild. I mean, that's why we have a test net. But where do I see price going? With DigiDollar, I cannot answer that question. Without DigiDollar, I can answer that question. Without DigiDollar, I look back at previous market cycles. I look at 2017 and 2021. In 2017, digibyte touched 14 and a half cents, 14 cents, somewhere in there. And then in 2021, digibyte hit and touched, 18 and a half cents on some exchanges. The very top is not for you or I. And the same thing with no one can pick the tops and the bottoms. Anyone that says that, be weary of those people, because I mean, you can get close, you can time it, but to get the absolute bottom, I call horseshit. However, look back, okay, just say 14 cents in 2017, then 2021 is 18 cents. I don't know, 20 cents in, and look at the prices right in front of you. Little, just under a half of a cent, 0.0037. I don't know. Can it go to 20 cents? Absolutely. Now, where did it go? I'll tell you what I lived through with digibyte. That really got me hooked. Was in 2000. It's either late 2016 or early 2017. I threw $1,000 in a digibyte, and based on a computer scientist that liked the code, that said he liked it and whatnot, and he was very well known, the lead developer of Microsoft, and he liked it, so I threw $1,000 into it. Well, at that point, I remember it was like 0.00025, and then it went to 14 cents in 2017. In other words, that's a 280x. So I turned $1,000 into almost 300 grand, 280,000. So where do I see price going? I don't know, dude. Anyone's guess at this point. But when you constrict the supply, locking up in DigiDollar and taking a loan to yourself, paying nothing in capital gains, and that remains in a contract until the time lock, until you pay it off. And there are many other aspects to that. I mean, there are other things, like if you can't afford to pay it off and it's accrued so much, you can have other people come in and buy you out. I mean, there are many other things to this. I mean, go to the website and read up on all of this. I may go into that a little bit later, but where do I see? I've got to run to the restroom here in a second. I'll turn the music and all back on and all in a second. But where do I see price going? I don't know. Again, I've heard so many people say over the years that, oh, digibyte, the price doesn't move. Yeah, it does. You just ain't been paying attention. I mean, each cycle, last cycle, I got a 51x in digibyte. So think of that. You put 1,000 in, you get 51,000 back. Again, did you sell? Did you take profit, or did someone else take your profit? I don't know. That's up to the individual to know those, when to get in and when to get out, when to take profit, and what percentage. Not all or nothing. of anything, not all or nothing. It's a percentage. And I mean, I'll hold 22 different assets, but I'm going at this as an investor, not as a gambler. And I try to remove my emotion from getting involved and preaching from the book of Satoshi. Okay, this is not theology. Get your emotion out of it. This is computer science. I mean, things are going to happen and are going to work. But I mean, think of this from a financial point of view. No investment advisor would ever have you all in on just Tesla or just Google or just NVIDIA or just IBM or just, how about, what was it? Enron, What financial advisor had you 100% in Enron? Or let's take it to crypto. How about Quadriga? How about Mt. Gox, Magic the Gathering, right? How about Cryptopia? And where do I see price going? Honestly, I think that we are all going to be surprised. That's what I honestly think. I don't know what that figure is. I have no clue. But I know everyone that I know on the street and in family, none of them have a clue of any of this. They don't know how to do jack shit. They don't know anything. They don't even know monetary policy, right? All they know is that, all they know is now they're paying $30 for a damn pizza, right? When that pizza used to be $10. So, or $60 for a pizza, and it used to be $20 for a pizza. Or now it's $20 for just a damn cheeseburger, right? I mean, $20 for a cheeseburger. Who'd have thought that? So, and again, I see crypto as a different. I see it as a solution rather than a head in the sand approach at whatever the money changers want to manipulate the laws in their favor to do. So yes, I hold metals of gold and silver, and I'm taking some profit out of silver to buy mining equipment because, again, when was the last time we got a 4X in gold or silver? Oh, yeah, 2011 and 1980. So, yeah, I sold some gold. I sold some silver. I took profit. Now I'm finding the trick to wealth is watching what the wealthy do. And they buy an undervalued asset, sit on it, wait till it accrues in value, and sell it off. So you're selling off the overvalued asset and buying the undervalued asset. That's exactly, and then you rinse and repeat. That's how you do it. But you have to be dedicated and determined, plan your trade and trade your plan in order to do such a thing. And that's what I'm doing. I planned all of this for the mining, taking profit out of silver and buying mining equipment with it. I mean, and other crypto while crypto's on sale, but where do I see prices going with the digidollar? I mean, I don't know. What happens to price when you can't get it, when scarcity really arrives. That's I'm sure there's some sort of Grok AI or something you could import that into, but I think that not only, I think that not only by the community within digibyte doing this, I think that by other communities of like Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Monero, whomever, XRP, XLM, when they catch wind that that you can actually take profit out of crypto without paying capital gains and without releasing custody to any third party. I think when they find these different things out, I think it'll surprise all of us. And then same thing, what happens when you constrict the supply? And then what happens to these exchanges that hold so much, that want to open up other avenues of earning yield when they do it? Because they have to run a core node to be an exchange. I don't know. I really can't answer that with DigiDollar. But without DigiDollar, I would say my estimates where I intend to, again, not advice in any way, shape, or form, but where I'm looking at is 20 cents to really start taking profit. And look, at 20-cent digibyte, right? Look, I'm a made man. I got no fucking issues, no worries. I mean, I've been here a while anyway, and I've done well in other coins and moved that around and mined, and I've done all kinds of stuff in crypto over the years. I mean, wherever it goes, and I'm good with that. Where it goes, how high, I don't know. That's greed. And I try to remove emotion and greed out of a trade. And if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. Don't ever use leverage. I've seen good people destroyed with using leverage. I've seen people, every cycle, I see people committing, I can't say that word here, but you know what I'm trying to say. Where they're no longer with us. I've seen margin calls like you would not believe, and they've got nothing left. So, don't do that. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. Don't play with money that's not yours. But anyway, guys, I'm going to take a little break for a sec. I got to use the restroom really, really bad. And I'll be back here in just a sec. So I see I got some comments, but I'm, let's see. I'll be back in just a little bit.
Can you feel the shift? The world is waking up. No more waiting. No more walls. Tired of the system. Tired of the slow. Waiting on permission for where your money goes. They tell you wait a week. They tell you pay the fee. But that ain't freedom. And that ain't for me. I need the speed of light. I need to break the chain. A digital revolution running through my veins. 15 seconds, that's all it takes to build a bridge that never breaks. Global access, open door. This is what we've been waiting for. Secure, fast forward, go. Digibyte, changing lives. We're cutting through the noise tonight. Decentralized, we take the flight. From the city to the sand, power back in your hand. Digibyte, changing lives. It's more than just a coin. It's a brand new way to empower the people, giving them a say across the ocean, across the divide. No bank account needed to join the ride. Blue logo rising, the blocks never stop. Proof of work, yeah, straight to the top. 15 seconds, watching land value moving hand to hand. Global access, open door. This is what we've been waiting for. Unstoppable, unbreakable now. Digibyte, changing lives. world where the barriers fall, where the smallest voice can stand up tall. Security is freedom, speed is opportunity. One blockchain, one community. Are you ready? Let's change the world. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, let's go! Digibyte, the future is fast. Changing lives.
All right. Let's see. Comments. When do I expect a bull run? I already answered that. Well, I mean, really, I thought, 4-year cycle, 2013 was, I got in right after, what was it? Cyprus was the reason for the market to go stupid in 2013, 2014. Yeah, 2013 was Cyprus. That and WikiLeaks and and Julian Assange and all of that. That was and so anyway, 2013, 2017, 2021, I expected 2025. I really did. Bit of a letdown, yeah, but I mean, I'm so busy with other stuff. I just, it doesn't really matter if it's if it's tomorrow or it's 3 years from now. It really doesn't bother me anymore. I did all right in crypto. I mean, I paid off both houses. I fixed one up completely, renovated all of the exterior. I mean, everything, even the dirt here is new. Okay, the dirt, the grass, all of it's new. So, so I'm not. I mean, look, when it happens, it's going to happen, and I think it's going to surprise all of us, and I hope it does, because we've never had really the ability, the infrastructure laid for a mass adoption moment like we do now. Is it ready for mass adoption? I don't know. I think different things are in place, but it's going to take a panic to own an issue, whether it be a geopolitical, financial, it's going to be something. And I don't see retail here right now. I see institutional investors here. I don't see retail in these markets. And then with the other things that are coming, look, I almost had this discussion with a friend the other day, the other week. Talking about they don't care what laws and this and that and what any of that. They don't care about banks and this and that, and they don't care about the old system. Well, that they just want it peer to peer. I'm sorry, haven't we been peer to peer since 2009? Right? We've been peer to peer. Okay, how do you expect to merge the old system into the new system, right? If we were playing Masters of the Universe, what would you do? And I think that's where we are. I think that this is the beginning of what mass adoption looks like. I mean, you don't get major corporations dumping stupid amounts of money into something that, oh yeah, well, it might work. It's got a 33% chance. No, dude. No, you don't throw this kind of money at any of this. And I mean for years, since 2014, they've been spending 9, 10, 12 figures into crypto a year. What do you think's going to happen? Where do you think price is going to go? I don't know. Don't have a clue. I know they wish I know they wish they invented it, but they didn't. And that's the problem with a lot of this with the Clarity Act, is that the financial institutions, they still want to run the world, and they still don't realize that they're barely holding on by a thread. That's it. So I don't know. Is it tomorrow? Is it 3 years from now? Is it 5 years from now? I don't know. I don't care. I'm fine. I got my little dinghy on the Titanic. I'm up there. I'm just hanging out, making a grilled cheese. I'm fine. If you're early, you're considered crazy. And then later you're considered a genius. But I don't really care for that word. And I mean, dude, I remember Bitcoin between 1 and 10 cents. How crazy? Where do I see price? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. I don't think we know what the true value of any asset is. And again, that gets further into another discussion of eliminating Binance as the how would you say, the clearinghouse of the world, right? I would get, for the United States and the EU, I would get Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, Crypto.com. I'd get them all together and create a clearinghouse for the Western world to eliminate the manipulation of the CCP. That's what I would do. But anyway, am I bullish on Theta? I guess, yeah. I mean, I hit a home run with Theta last cycle. I mean, what's it at now? I don't know. The thing is that regardless what the asset is, right? Again, emotion out of it. Take emotion out of the trade. With Theta, I don't care what Bixweir says. I don't care what I can't remember the guy's name. I can't remember what different people or I could care less about hype. Okay. What do I see with Theta? I see a partnership with Sony and Samsung. Okay. I see not AI. I see interactive. How do you say? Well, one, yeah, sharing bandwidth. So broadband distribution of internet globally. I do see that. I do see the advancements in what do they call that? Like the glasses and all that you wear. VR, virtual reality. I see other improvements with VR, virtual reality for the blind. I see improvements with virtual reality as well as with broadband, in so far as expanding the capabilities of like YouTube, in expanding the capabilities of different other services, whether it be Netflix or Hulu or whatever, in different tiers. And just like a what do you call that? A Patreon, right? You have different tiers that you sign up for. It's just it's you know, like let's just say that I wanted to go to a concert, you know, and I want to go to a concert, but the concert is held via VR. You know, I would rather do that than actually, you know, some places I do want to be there at the concert, but if I can't be, right, I would at least like to use my ticket and be there live, you know, for the actual event, sort of a thing. But where do I see price going in Theta? Don't know, but regardless the asset, you know, take digibyte for instance. Hell, for the sake of it, take Theta for instance, right? I mean, it went up to what, $16. Now you can have it, I don't know, 20 cents, 10 cents. I don't know what the hell the price is right now. I'm not looking at it. I don't really care. However, when the price dips, regardless the asset, when the price dips, when you buy more, you lower your dollar cost average, your DCA, into that coin, or token or whatever, but that asset. So by buying when it's low, when the market changes and goes back into a bull run, your earnings, your rewards are then compounded by multiples. So it depends upon your personal risk tolerance. So I mean, just create a dollar cost average over time and what other assets that you're interested in buying. And what I used to do, again, what I used to do is I would look at my portfolio and which one is down today. That's the one that I would go and buy. And you know, whatever was down for the day, and that was my day to buy. Whatever was down the most, that's the one that I would buy. And I did all right. Let's see. Bullish on Theta. What is my opinion of T drop? I don't know what the hell T drop is. I know what Theta T fuel is. Theta fuel. I don't know what T drop is. I've got all of that shit. You know, I've got a Guardian node. I've got all of that stuff locked up and staking, and I haven't looked at it in a year and a half. I have no clue. I don't know. I don't know what T drop is. Whatever it does, I wish it well. I hope it knocks it out the park. And then there's some other stuff that came about with T drop and Theta and T fuel. It is some. I don't think it ended in an A. I don't know. I keep thinking like Apidra, but Apidra is insulin. I can't think of the name of it, but La Vida, was it? But again, I don't even know what the shit that is or what it does. I don't care. My other stuff is there staking. I'm fine. Great way. Thanks. What's my take on silver? That's another long discussion. Short answer, I'm taking profit in silver. It's a 4x it minimum from when I got in. So, and how many times have you gotten a 4x in metals? Any metals other than rhodium? I mean, rhodium, I remember, what was it? 1995. It was about the same price at $10,000. And then I bought an ounce of rhodium, Bayard and Company, years ago. And I paid like $1,000 for it, $900. And I still got it. You know, it's in the Bat Cave. It's not for sale. It's just one of those things. It's like, how do you know? You know, I mean, you just take 10 grand and go throw it at shit. No, I mean, I didn't have the money to just buy a whole shitload of that. It's like, I'll take a gamble on it. And kind of the same thing with like palladium and platinum with torque, not torque converters, but not Cadillac converters either, but catalytic converters. You know, with the metals that are involved in that. And, you know, you saw previous years, you saw the price go stupid when Ford stepped in and did a large contract with that. But yeah, I don't know where that any of that is going. As far as platinum and palladium, there are only like two places in the world you can mine it. One is Russia, the other is like South Africa or something. So it's like, you know, I don't know, that's more geopolitical stuff. And I mean, I honestly think that silver could easily go back to where it was at 120. I'm just looking at, you know, taking a little bit of profit along the way. I'm not talking about selling my full bag. I'm not bipolar. For me, it's not high highs, low lows. I'm not bipolar in investing either. I'm not an all or nothing kind of person. I learned a valuable lesson in all or nothing years ago, and I put a good amount of money into a coin or a token. You know, about 20 cents, called Populous in the ICO. And, you know, I sold it when it hit $3 and I hit a home run. I mean, that was a 15x, you know, I got a 15x and sold 100%, only to watch the fucking thing go to $86. And I was in at 20 cents. So, you know, be careful. Sell off percentages. Don't nothing. It's not an all or nothing game. So be leery of anyone that tells you that. So, it's XRP or nothing. Well, then best of luck to you. But I hope you nail it. But chances are not in your favor. I mean, you know, and from some of these same people in XRP, you know, it's, I told everyone that I was looking at taking profit out of XRP. And, you know, they called me a fucking idiot. I sold at $3. I paid off 2 houses. Now what? Who's the fucking idiot? That was at $3. I don't know what XRP is today. Don't give a shit. Same thing with Stellar. And, you know, that I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't, the price is going to do what price is going to do. It's just at that particular moment. Okay. Luck is only when preparation meets opportunity. Are you prepared to pull the trigger? Because that's the hardest thing that you're going to have to do. That's the difference. So, but, man, I've almost been going for 2 hours. I'm sure there's a million other things that I wish I would have said. You know, anything else? Anybody want to chime in? Anybody want to join? And just go back and forth and maybe spitball a few ideas. I can send you a link on X. I hadn't even looked on X, to tell you the truth, if any of y'all have reached out. I guess I should do that, right? But anyway, I'm going to go look on X. If there's nothing there on X, nothing here, I'm just going to put the music on and I guess wish I had said more. But I think that a lot of things are in the works. And I think that even our greatest fantasies might come true one day. When that day is, I have no clue. What asset? Don't know. I think it's not one coin is the ultimate coin here. Every coin does something different. Every blockchain does something different. Some blockchains will be used for some things, others for business, others for reward points and gift cards and stuff that, it's just a much better system than the credit card and checking and Swift and everything else. It's the next system. So, it's just who is going to be the Google, the Amazon, the Apple? Who are those blue chips of crypto going to be? And I like to look at what's going on in as far as development, not just hearsay, not just bullshit. Oh, it's going to do this. It's going to do, fuck Ethereum. We've been waiting since 2016, right? What happened to Amigo, right? That was going to solve Ethereum's problem of 7 to 11 transactions a second and $2 and $3 and $500 freaking transaction costs, right? Right? So, we're going to do this. We're going to announce this. It's postpone. And that's not just one or two projects. That's every project. Every project. And a lot of us are sick of it. It's just hype. It's just bullshit. And then you follow the money, and then what influencer got paid to say what? And some of them, they even tell you on their own website. It's like, I don't know. It's a different ball game now. But where it goes from here, I don't, where the price goes, I really could care less. I know it's a given. Which projects, I look at who's doing what, the development, the infrastructure, the capabilities of each project, not just saying, oh, Bitcoin fixes that. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. There are vulnerabilities that other people with, and it's like, you're not even in computer science and you're trying to tell me that it fixes it, and that's horseshit. That's bullshit. It can't. It's not possible. So anyway, I'm gonna go check, see what if any messages, whatnot. I'm gonna kick the music back on, I guess. And if nothing else, I guess I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna go back and re-listen to this and rehash it, and I guarantee you there's more I wish I'd have said. So I don't know. I might do more live streams shortly. But anyway, y'all be cool. Go make it a day. Later.
Can you feel the shift? The world is waking up. No more waiting. No more walls. Tired of the system, tired of the slow, waiting on permission for where your money goes. They tell you wait a week, they tell you pay the fee, but that ain't freedom, and that ain't for me. I need the speed of light, I need to break the chain, a digital revolution running through my veins. 15 seconds, that's all it takes to build a bridge that never breaks. Global access, open door. This is what we've been waiting for. Secure, fast forward, go. Digibyte, changing lives. We're cutting through the noise tonight. Decentralized, we take the flight. the people, giving them a say. Across the ocean, across the divide, no bank account needed to join the ride. Blue logo rising, the blocks never stop. Proof of work, yeah, straight to the top. 15 seconds, watching land value moving hand to hand. Global access, open door. This is what we've been waiting for. Unstoppable, unbreakable now. Digibyte, changing lives. We're cutting through the noise tonight. Decentralized, we take a flight. From the city to the sand, power back in your hand. Digibyte, changing lives. Imagine a world where the barriers fall, where the smallest voice can stand up tall. Security is freedom, speed is opportunity. One blockchain, one community. Are you ready? Let's change the world. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, let's go! Digibyte, the future is fast. Changing lives. Can you feel the shift? The world is waking up. No more waiting. No more walls. Tired of the system, tired of the slow, waiting on permission for where your money goes. They tell you wait a week, they tell you pay the fee, but that ain't freedom, and that ain't for me. I need the speed of light, I need to break the chain, a digital revolution running through my veins. 15 seconds, that's all it takes to build a bridge that never breaks. Global access, open door. This is what we've been waiting for. Secure, fast forward, go! Digibyte, changing lives. We're cutting through the noise tonight. Decentralized, we take the flight. From the city to the sand, power back in your hand. Digibyte, changing lives. It's more than just a coin, it's a brand new way to empower the people, giving them a say. Across the ocean, across the divide, no bank account needed to join the ride. Blue logo rising, the blocks never stop. Proof of work, yeah, straight to the top. 15 seconds, watching land value moving hand to hand. Global access, open door. This is what we've been waiting for. Unstoppable, unbreakable now. Digibyte, changing lives. where the smallest voice can stand up tall. Security is freedom, speed is opportunity. One blockchain, one community. Are you ready? Let's change the world. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, let's go! Digibyte, the future is changing lives. Can you feel the shift? The world is waking up.